As around the sun, the earth knows she's revolving, and the rosebuds know to bloom in early May. Just as hate knows love's a cure, you can rest your mind assured that I'll be loving you always.
I'd like to welcome you to the Donnie Glover Show by BMoreNews.com, the news before the news, where we uncover the truth. We are back, and boy, does it feel good. Baltimore, we have missed being here, bringing you the news and information that we do on our regular broadcasts every weekday and on the news website, BMoreNews.com. We really want to tell you about other things like the Black Wall Street Awards, but this show is designed to highlight some of the good news. Frank Johnson, our producer, is always pushing me, Donnie, talk about the good things that are happening. The news puts a lot of it leads, it bleeds type stuff out there, and he wants, for this show, the vision is that we highlight the nuggets, the gems, the hidden jewels in our community, from West Baltimore to East Baltimore to East New York to East Africa. We're going to bring you positive stories. Of course, my forte is business and politics. I'm particularly interested in the communities and those people who are around us in communities like East Baltimore, whether it's over by Dunbar or Walbrook Junction. So just stay tuned. I promise you this show will present information, news, updates that you won't find anywhere else. Special thank you to Dr. Tyrone Taborn, Mr. Rondi Griffin, and to our producer, man extraordinaire, Frank Johnson. Stay tuned. We'll be back in a minute.
That I'll be loving you always.
Welcome to the New Life Recovery Center. Located in the heart of Baltimore, the New Life Recovery Center offers a welcoming and supportive environment for those in need. Our 100-room facility provides not only living accommodations, but also access to essential treatment programs. Fully staffed with professionals who understand the complexities of addiction, our center ensures that clients have the support they need 24/7. With a full kitchen and cafeteria, we nourish not just the body, but the spirit of those we serve. Visit us at newliferecoverycenter.org or call 410-304-6563. The New Life Recovery Center, a place where healing begins and hope is renewed, one life at a time.
We'd like to welcome you back to the Donnie Glover Show by BMoreNews.com. Our guest today, now if you went to Poly, you'll be saying, yay! But if you went to City College, you'll probably say, boo! But nonetheless, we have with us Mr. Vin McCormick. Welcome to the show, Vin.
Thank you, Donnie. I appreciate that for having me, and congratulations on the next step in your evolution.
Yes, sir. To God be the glory. Now, you're also a veteran of the U.S. military, so I want to thank you for your service. You were in the Airborne?
I was 82nd Airborne, all the way, U.S. Army, Fort Bragg, North Carolina. I was part of the first incursion, which was Desert Storm, but we don't want to talk about that. But so yes, I am former military.
Okay, but right now, Vin runs, I would say, one of the largest treatment programs here in the city of Baltimore, whether it's alcohol abuse, drugs and alcohol, gambling. That's the other piece, gambling. Tell us about that. How'd you get to that point?
So we like to say that we have a behavioral health program. That's how we're termed by the state of Maryland, Behavioral Health Administration. And under that, of course, is substance abuse and mental health. So one of the things that we understand, and we want to call ourselves, Donnie, a behavioral health program, because I don't like the term drug program. That's too minimizing, it's too small, because drugs and alcohol is just a smaller symptom of the larger disease. So a lot of people who, as I've found, who spend their mortgage money and their car payment money and their children's fund money at Live or the Horseshoe don't consider themselves having an addiction. Somebody has to tell them, or their job has to threaten to fire them and send them to us before they realize, hey, maybe I do have a problem. Or their spouse. Or their spouse is leaving or has left them. So that just to answer your question there. So we try and cover the gambit in terms of things that you can be addicted to.
So you've seen people where their self-esteem is lower than the belly of a worm, where the curb seems like a skyscraper.
Absolutely. One of the things that I know experientially, and I'm sure we'll touch on that, is that when you're in that mindset or that behavior and that activity, and then something happens to bring you to a moment of reflection or sanity, as we say in the trade, your feeling of shame and guilt, what you've done, who you've harmed, who you've robbed, who you've lied to, you just realizing, hey, my wife won't let me back in the house. My kids don't respect me or want to talk to me. It will do something to you. Oftentimes, it'll drive you to treatment because there's often something that has to motivate you to want to stop doing whatever it is that you're doing, right? So yes, to answer the question, lower than the curve.
So we want to celebrate the fact that you have the 100 block of St. Paul Street, this entire block. That's huge. Did you ever think you would have a whole block?
No, I never thought that. I did not purpose for that, and I don't want to offend anyone. But my belief system in God allows me to always think about helping someone. That's the premise of how I operate. And then with that, he does what he does. I know we talk off camera all the time. I know you believe him also. So I started out just doing recovery houses. And at some point, someone believed in what I was doing and offered me hotel space. Did I believe I could be successful in that? No, because the human in me said, man, you can't do that. That's too big for you. You can do a house, 5-6 bedrooms. You can't do no hotel. But the recovery me said, boy, go ahead, you can do that. You know who got you clean? So we endeavored into that. And as God would have it, we were able to get the building at 110 St. Paul Street, which is a 100-room hotel, formerly the Baltimore Plaza, also home of Radio 1, as we talk about. I was also able to get the restaurant. There used to be a Vietnamese restaurant, which is at 104, right next to it, 104 St. Paul Street. Funny thing about that, Donnie, is when the owner leased that space to me, he thought that I was going to be opening it up for the public and that I would get the jurors to come down and eat lunch. I knew when I got it from him that it was specifically to feed the homeless and the people in my building. So he watched that. So we feed out of that building, and you've been down there. So we do that regularly. And by the owner watching what we were doing at the 110 building, he sat back and he said, well, maybe I should offer him this new building next door at 100. So we had a conversation, and we were able to work out the numbers, all right, because always down to the numbers, no matter how wonderful something looks. So we worked the numbers out, and that's a 50-room building. Those are all efficiencies. So it's a little different than the hotel rooms at 110. So we'll have that in early February 2025.
What's your shot of hope? There's someone out here right now, whether it's crack or, as they say, ready rock on the streets of Baltimore, dope, they call that boogie, powder cocaine, alcohol. Alcohol is readily available 20 hours a day, legally, socially acceptable, gambling. You can gamble around the clock.
Absolutely.
And then let alone all of the other things that are hitting the streets, fentanyl, crystal meth. What's your shot of hope? Can it be done? What do you say to that person as we go in, prepare to go into the next year, that shot of hope of the person is saying, I can't do it. I'm going to be an addict forever.
Well, my shot of hope, quite honestly, and so I want to share this with the folks who may be listening and or watching. My shot of hope is that I saw someone in 99 who I had been associates with, who I used to get high with. And he looked different, Donnie. He looked different. He didn't look like he looked when I last saw him, maybe 5 or 6 years prior to. And I said, man, where you been? So he said, well, I've been in the rooms, man. I didn't know what he was talking about. So we had a little discussion, and he told me about what he had done the last 5 years to get 5 years clean. Now, the last time I saw this dude, we were at a crack table, right? So 5 years later, I see him, and he's shining, and his clothes are clean, and he got a haircut. He got glasses on. I didn't even know he wore glasses, right? So he told me what he had been doing, and I knew, and I was in that mode where I was feeling lower than the curve, right? So he was my shot of hope, because I remember where I saw him last. And so I made a decision at that time to do something different. And fast forward 24 years later, the clients that I have, the people that I serve, I try very hard to communicate to them, and I do groups occasionally, and I share with the folks, Donnie, that I'm a shot of hope for you. Because over 24 years ago, I was out there in the street, caught up in getting and using and finding ways and means to get more, right? I was lying to anybody and everybody who I could lie to for $10, right? So, and I say this again unpretentiously, my clients, I have to give them my story, because I want them to know, listen, I was you over 24 years ago. I was in a program. I was sitting at a table listening to someone tell me about addiction. I was in the recovery house sleeping next to the guy that fought it all night because he's still getting, going through withdrawals. So I was them. So I potentially could be you if you just want to change, right? And a lot of those guys and women, because we have males and females in our program, they thank me for that. In fact, quite a few, and you and I have talked about this, we have quite a few success stories at New Life. And we created a video with some, because I had never done testimonials, but I kept being told, Mr. McCormick, you need to share with people, the people that come to your program that are successful. So we created that. So we have success stories, and I found it necessary. I'm sorry.
I just want you to tell people how to get in touch with you.
Oh, okay. So
we want people to get the kind of help that you provide. Thank you for loving people beyond yourself.
Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity to share with the city, and for those who are listening, our ability to assist them. So one of the ways that you can get in contact with us is we have what we call 24-hour intake. We will attend to a phone call or a text message 24 hours a day.
And the phone
7
number
days
is?
a week. The phone number is 240-253-3663. That's New Life Recovery Center. You can call or text.
Treatment on demand. A Baltimore hero. Keep watching The Donnie Glover Show by BMoreNews.com.
But I'll be loving you always.
Welcome to the New Life Recovery Center. Located in the heart of Baltimore, the New Life Recovery Center offers a welcoming and supportive environment for those in need. Our 100-room facility provides not only living accommodations, but also access to essential treatment programs. Fully staffed with professionals who understand the complexities of addiction, our center ensures that clients have the support they need 24/7. With a full kitchen and cafeteria, we nourish not just the body, but the spirit of those we serve. Visit us at newliferecoverycenter.org or call 410-304-6563. The New Life Recovery Center, a place where healing begins and hope is renewed, one life at a time.
Don't forget to check out the Black Wall Street Soiree on December the 5th, and also Black Wall Street BWI Thurgood Marshall. One will be out at the airport on the 12th, and the 5th, oh wow, this is our 22nd anniversary event for BMoreNews.com. A number of honorees. Special thank you to people like Wayne Frazier and the Maryland Washington Minority Contractors Association, Sisters for Sisters Network, and of course the West North Avenue Development Authority. Keep watching The Donnie Glover Show by BMoreNews.com.
You can rest your mind assured that I'll be loving you always.
We'd like to welcome you back to The Donnie Glover Show by BMoreNews.com. If you followed the Glover Report over the past 22 years, you know that it is important to me that we as a community understand both sides of the aisle, even here in a 9-1 Democratic city and a 2-1 Democratic state. So on that note, on the right, you have Lieutenant Governor Boyd Rutherford. who helped establish the West North Avenue Development Authority. And then on the other side of the aisle, you have Governor Wes Moore, who helped fund this initiative that was really brought about, if you will, by Senator Antonio Hayes, who grew up about a block from Penn North. The Freddie Gray unrest, by the way, 2025 represents 10 years since that happened. But here to discuss the West North Avenue Development Authority and some $28 million in funding is none other than Chad Williams. Hello, Chad, how are you?
Yeah, thanks, Donnie. Thanks for having me on.
Man, tell them why they should be proud, why the city should be proud of WNADA.
Well, I think the city should be proud because of how it was created. Just like you stated, it was a really collaborative, bipartisan effort. Senator Antonio Hayes, Boyd Rutherford, Governor Wes Moore came in and funded us the first year $11.4 million, the second year $16.4 million, and now we got out $9.7 million in grants last year. We're getting ready to give out another $13.5 million in grants. We're focused on housing, transportation, economic development. Just in our first fiscal year, we submitted a comprehensive plan to the Governor and General Assembly in January. And now we're looking forward to continue to do our comprehensive planning sessions, which you have attended. We've had almost 300 some people attend our comprehensive planning sessions.
See, you jumped the gun on me.
I'm sorry, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, never, now I'm 59 years old, never in my lifetime, and I was a big participant and follower, reporter of Baltimore's Empowerment Zone back in the late 90s, but never have I seen communities from North and Mount Royal to North and Hilton come together, black and white, people who are doing well and people who are not doing as well, all incomes together. I mean, it's unprecedented. And you're from DC, so
Yes.
maybe you kind of haven't seen that here before, but how'd you do it?
Well, I think there's a lot of lessons learned over my past experience. I've been doing this work for about 30 years, and I've seen how in previous positions I failed, all right? And I think failure is the biggest lesson of all. And when I came in to take this position, I know the uniqueness of it because West Baltimore is the epicenter of redlining, which was replicated throughout the country, right? And so one of the things that unfortunately people like us feel is that government institutions don't listen to them. And you know, when we started this in the summer of 2022, right? And it started at that small community meeting at Druid Heights CDC, right? We were just introducing ourselves. And then we had monthly meetings with just the community leaders. And that went on for about a year, Donnie, until we had that first comprehensive planning session in September. But because we had engaged with the community leaders that represented the community, that September meeting went well for people identifying their challenges, their opportunities that they wanted to see. And then in December of 2023, we rolled it out. And then in April of this past year, you know, I believe everyone was excited to see that. But to me, it was just a simple church thing, a call and response. Hey, did we get it right? We didn't get it right. Yes, we did it right. No, we didn't get it right. And I think that's the methodology that city leaders and across the state need to understand is that we all want to see housing and economic development happen. People wanted to see it expeditiously, but at the same time, we have to be caring and methodical in our approach in working with the citizens who are going to benefit from it.
Listen, we only have a few seconds, but can you shout out some of the names of some of the partners, including those 9 women developers?
Oh, yeah. So, you know, we got Visionary Venture Partners, 9 AKA women who are doing development in the Coppin Heights area of development. We got Victor with Rebirth Development, Charm City Developers.
Is that the couple?
Yes, Charm City Developers. And then Alex Aaron Blank Slate that's doing a great work. And then also we can't forget about David Bramble. David Bramble and Alex Aaron done a joint collaboration. They're going to be bringing a grocery store to Reservoir Square at the 600 block of West North Avenue. Leon Pickett at Barco is working on the site where we're actually going to be developing our offices with Blank Slate. So we're going to actually have another state office other than the social services office on West Baltimore and West North Avenue. But we're going to actually have a state office right there at 2616, which is the new address for our office building, which will be opening up in October of 2025.
Good things are happening here in the city of Baltimore. Keep watching the Donnie Glover Show, and I promise you we'll bring you more stories just like Chad Williams right here on WMAR Channel 2.
Welcome to the New Life Recovery Center. Located in the heart of Baltimore, the New Life Recovery Center offers a welcoming and supportive environment for those in need. Our 100-room facility provides not only living accommodations, but also access to essential treatment programs. Fully staffed with professionals who understand the complexities of addiction, our center ensures that clients have the support they need 24/7. With a full kitchen and cafeteria, we nourish not just the body, but the spirit of those we serve. Visit us at newliferecoverycenter.org or call 410-304-6563. The New Life Recovery Center, a place where healing begins and hope is renewed, one life at a time.
I'd like to welcome you back to the Donnie Glover Show by BMoreNews.com. If you've gone around the city of Baltimore, Northeast Market, Bel Air Road, Pennsylvania Avenue, you may see a sign. It says Main Street. Here to tell us what that means is the director of Baltimore City Main Streets, the one and only Charlotte Nader. Hi, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me, Mr. Glover.
And welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Now, I want to get straight to the meat of it.
Okay.
You were recently in a car accident.
I was.
You weren't expecting that question.
No.
And everything flashed before your eyes. And you said in our pre-interview that it touched your faith.
Absolutely.
How so?
In every area that it can. It was a pretty intense car accident. It was a head-on collision. You don't expect that to happen, and it just came right towards me. And my car was totaled, but I was not, by the grace of God. And it made me realize the work that I have to do and why I'm here on this earth, and to continue to do what I've been called to do. And this work that I do for the city of Baltimore is part of that. So, yeah.
Did it make your passion for your work even more intense?
It did. Not only did it make it more intense, but it also speaks to the support that I have and the community that I have, and even down to my boss and, you know, people like you that were checking in on me and making sure that I stopped for a second and paused. Because if you're not taking care of yourself, then you cannot help others. And so I had to take a few weeks to just sit and think about what happened, and know that once I got back outside, that I needed to continue to amplify the businesses and the people that I serve. So I needed that extra time away.
Now, one of the advantages we have with you is that you're not from Baltimore, but you're from my next favorite city, New York.
Correct.
What does that provide you with that you bring to Baltimore? Tell me about that.
Oh, you know.
I mean, that's big money city, business, commerce.
Being from New York, that idea of if you can make it in New York, you can make it anywhere, it is a real thing. And growing up in the streets of New York and having that entrepreneur spirit from a little girl and seeing businesses be successful in those corridors that I grew up in and having them become like family and they're your friends, it's a part of you that just kind of continues as you get older. And bringing that to Baltimore, number one, you can't run a main streets if you don't have a little bit of street in you. So I say that to say you have to know how to deal with not only the business owners, but the customers that come in and out, and then the people in the neighborhood. And that's something that I do very well.
Well, I want you to tell our Latino viewers in Spanish why they need to watch this show.
Wow, well, you put me on the spot, but I got you. I can do that. I can handle that. Bueno, mi gente, es muy importante que ustedes sean parte de BMoreNews con el señor, Mr. Donnie Glover, para que usted pueda, primero que nada, entender el idioma inglés. Segundo, saber todo lo que va a pasar y todo lo que viene. Y tercero, para puede él saber cómo usted también puede tener un evento para hacer este trabajo en la ciudad de Baltimore.
So for us English-speaking people, what'd you tell them?
You're going to have to figure that one out. No, I'm messing. I basically just said that it is important for you all to take advantage and watch not only this, but anything that Mr. Donnie Glover is a part of, because he is going to give you insight. You'll learn about what's happening in the communities. He's straight no chaser. He's going to tell you how it is, but he has a heart to serve. And if you need assistance or you want to know more about what Baltimore can do for you or be for you, then this is the show that you need to watch.
Look, my producer guy gave me an extra minute because I have to ask you, what is the significance of the Joe Mann's Black Wall Street Awards to you?
I love to always support you, and anytime you are providing that to other businesses, I am like, how can I help you? How can I be of service? And it really speaks to businesses that are doing the work, that they're behind the scenes, and many do not even see what's happening and what keeps Baltimore going with small businesses. So you have people that come into those rooms that may not be recognized. People do not know about them, but this is an opportunity for you to be highlighted, for you to be awarded, for your family to come out and support you, and more importantly, for people who need to know what you offer to see that it is there so that they can also support you and bring more money and more notoriety to your business. So it's great. It's a great opportunity, and thank you, as I always tell you, for the work you do and for supporting.
We got to put a plug in for Mr. Chris Lundy. What's his title?
He is the director of the Mayor's Office of Small Minority Business Advocacy and Development. He's my boss, and he oversees the entire office, majority office, and he's phenomenal at what he does, and a great supporter of small businesses in the city of Baltimore.
We appreciate you, Charlotte Nader.
Thank you so much for having me.
Good. Thank you for watching the Donnie Glover Show by BMoreNews.com. Don't forget to check out the Black Wall Street Soiree on December the 5th, and also Black Wall Street BWI Thurgood Marshall. One will be out at the airport on the 12th, and the 5th, oh wow, this is our 22nd anniversary event for BMoreNews.com. A number of honorees. Special thank you to people like Wayne Frazier, the Maryland Washington Minority Contractors Association, Sisters for Sisters Network, and of course the West North Avenue Development Authority. Keep watching The Donnie Glover Show by BMoreNews.com.
As around the sun, the earth knows she's revolving, and the rosebuds know to bloom in early May. Just as hate knows love's a cure, you can rest your mind assured that I'll be loving you